thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle!
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun! Come on and join us!
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, it's been a rough canoe trip for Rocky and Bullwinkle, and it looks even rougher ahead, for in the fog they sailed right into...
Hokey smoke, a sawmill!
Hang on, Rocky.
And as our heroes sat petrified, the whirling saw blade cut their frail craft right in two. Fortunately, they were on opposite sides of the boat and escaped unscathed. But they were immediately seized by the sawmill machinery and became part of a soapbox assembly line.
Hey, let me out. You can't do this to me.
You know, Edward, I could swear them boxes was talking.
Now, look, Chauncey, boxes is made of wooden nails, right?
Right.
Wooden nails cannot talk, right?
Right.
Ergo, a soapbox cannot talk, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, now explain it to him.
Hey, Bullwinkle, look at the address on the crate.
To Congressman Droopleton Bun, Washington, D.C.
Yes, fortunately for our heroes, an election was coming up for Congressman Bunn, and he had ordered a shipment of soapboxes to make speeches from.
Hey, Congressman!
Great green gravy. It's the missing scientists, and you're back in one piece.
You were expecting maybe installments?
Meanwhile, a short distance away, a familiar canoe was shooting down the Potomac.
Stroke, stroke, stroke. Natasha, you poor little thing, you must be tired. Here, take megaphone. It's finally my turn to paddle.
About time, too. Stroke.
What do you know? We're here.
Boris, you said you'd paddle halfway.
I did. It's just your half was bigger than my half. You lucky kid.
And the two spies made their way to a lonely dock where a solitary figure gazed out over the ocean.
Oh, Captain Plopov. When leaves next submarine?
You didn't hear. Submarine is kaput.
Well, that's showbiz. You got orders from Central Control?
You bet. They send these.
What are they?
Water wings. One of us must swim back.
Swim?
But who?
Well, let's do things fair with square. We'll draw straws for it. Long straw gets to swim, okay? Okay. I'll take first one. Ooh, he's short. Natasha?
Also short.
Well, looks like you're it, Captain. Have nice trip.
And the unlucky captain started on his 3,000-mile swim.
Boris, darling, weren't you afraid you'd lose?
Not as long as I have telescoping straw.
Well, so let's buy boat ticket and go back home.
Buy ticket and go back home? Natasha, where is your pride, your professional integrity? We steal tickets and go back home.
Meanwhile, our heroes returned to their laboratory in something less than triumph.
Do you really think people are mad at us for losing the Mooseberry Bush, Rock?
Listen!
Boo!
Boo! Sounds like feeding time at the zoo.
There's one of them!
Look out, Bullwinkle!
Boy, they give us everything but another chance. What are we gonna do?
We just gotta think hard, Bullwinkle.
Oh, there must be an easier way than that.
And while our boys pondered their problem, the two spies in another part of the city were all set to get their return boat tickets from the Transocean Travel Agency.
That was quick, darling.
Of course, I always do business with Transocean. Come on.
And the two spies hurried toward New York City, where a huge liner was getting ready to sail. Don't miss our next exciting episode. Farewell, my ugly, or knots to you.
All set for today's lesson, Junior?
Yeah, Pop.
And here it comes, right over the old plate. A monarch cannot hope to please everyone. Got it?
Oh, yeah, Pop.
And that brings us to our story, which is, how shall I put it?
A gasser?
The Cat's Meow. And it's all about, trouble here. You brought the wrong scroll, Junior. This one is in Sanskrit. Can't read Sanskrit, boy.
It's upside down, Pop.
It is, of course. Good eye, son. Yeah. Now, today we hear all about the lion and the mouse. The lion, you know, is the king of the beasts, monarch of all he surveys, or at any rate he was until one day.
Hey! Who did that?
I did.
Oh. Hey! Did you do that again?
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep right on doing it.
What for?
Because as a king of the beasts, you're a flop.
Oh.
Look at you. You're a mess. Look at that. Your hair's coming out by the handsful. And your teeth will be doing the same thing any day. Let me hear you roar. Just as I thought, only 30 feet. You win this shot. You're a disgrace.
What should I do?
What else? Abdicate.
Abdicate? What's that mean?
Roughly translated, it means get another job.
But the only thing I know is kinging.
Look, Simba, let's face it. Everybody knows that a king is supposed to be brave.
I got you there, Because when it comes to fear, I don't know the meaning of the word.
Is that so?
That is so.
We'll see about that. You see the big gorilla over there? See the gorilla? You go over and, kick him.
All right, you just watch this. Psst. Hey, listen, buddy. I'm going to play a joke on a friend. Here's the plan. I'm going to kick you just a little, see? But don't you get mad, 'cause I'm only kidding. See? Funny? Wait, no, please. Wait. I told you it was just a joke. It's a joke. Don't you get it?
Eh? He didn't hear you, fearless leader.
All right. Just give me one more chance. That's all. Just one.
Okay, but remember, you asked for it. Kings are supposed to be kind.
Stop right there. You have found the real me. I'm as kind as they come. Oh, look. A tiny baby eagle has fallen from its nest.
Well, there's your chance to be kind. Take the baby eagle and return it to its nest.
Where is the nest?
Up there.
Up there? Wouldn't it be kinder to let him grow up here and fly back?
I thought you was that kind.
Determined to prove that he was not that kind, the lion picked up the baby eagle and started off to climb the mountain. The climb was a little difficult for him, but he finally reached the nest at the tip-top of the mountain.
There you go, little feller. I bet your mommy sure will be grateful to me. How's this?
Hey, that's one of the kindest acts I've ever seen. Oh, you sure surprised me.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised myself. Ooh.
Well, I guess that does it. Are you ready to admit that you're not fit to be a king?
Look here, Mouse. I may not be wise and all that other stuff, but I got one quality you have not touched upon. I am generous.
Big-hearted, huh?
I got a heart as big as all outdoors. Bigger.
Okay, here's your chance to prove it. Look.
Let's go home, Freddy. 2 months we've been out here, we still haven't been able to trap one lion.
I hate to go home empty-handed, Barney, but I guess you're right.
Well, are you really generous?
To a fault. Now, is this generous or is this generous?
Okay, you're generous. But of course you realize that now that you're leaving, you can no longer be king of the jungle.
I know, and boy, it's the smartest thing I ever done.
So we'll need another king right away.
Any suggestions?
Just one, Leo, baby.
Yes, sirree, Bob. In 2 minutes, the animals had a new king, and in 3 minutes, he was in trouble, too.
You lazy lout, you quit the slothing around, you get back to work right away, you hear me?
And so, from that time on, it was bim, bang, boom for the poor mouse of a king. He never had another peaceful day. Pretty meaningful, huh?
Oh, yeah, Pop. The moral of the story is...
Yeah, go ahead, boy.
If you're gonna be king, you gotta expect to get crowned.
Gotta be expected. You're a good boy, Junior.
That's a pretty strange-looking painting, Bullwinkle.
I just paint what I see.
Well, what do you see?
This is what I see.
And now, here's Bullwinkle's Corner.
Today's poem is Little Jack Horner. It's really me. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a Christmas pie. Baked it myself. He stuck in his thumb and... Oh! Crust must have come out a little hard. Just a second. Now, he pulled out a plum and... Well, no pie crust is going to beat Bullwinkle J. Moose. He stuck in his thumb.
What did you put in that pie crust?
Just some shortening and this flour.
Bullwinkle, that's cement.
It is. Boy, that makes me sore.
'Cause you ruined your house?
No, but I've lost a perfectly good plum.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello again. Peabody here.
Shall I set the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody?
Please do, Sherman, for the year 1807.
And the place?
New York Harbor and the banks of the Hudson River, where we'll meet Robert Fulton. In the flash of an eye, Sherman and I were transported to the end of a long pier. In front of us was Fulton's so-called Folly, the steamboat Claremont. Oddly enough, she wore a for sale sign.
Either of you interested in purchasing a boat?
No, thank you, Mr. Fulton.
She's very yar. Make a nice gift for the folks back home.
Why is the Claremont up for sale?
The race. Today's the day I'm supposed to race against Robert E. Leach's clipper ship. That's her over there at the starting line. And that's Leach leering over at us. He's the meanest skipper afloat. Only way I can prove that steamboats are faster than sailing vessels is to beat him in a race.
Why doesn't Mr. Leach believe in steam power?
He owns a sail factory.
Oh.
Then race against him and beat him.
You can't.
Why not?
On account of every time I get out on the water, I get seasick.
Can't you take pills?
Pills you have to swallow with water. And I get ill just looking at a glass.
I'll bet Mr. Peabody could help you.
What can you do, Mr. Peabody?
Practically anything, Mr. Fulton. We boarded the Claremont and cast off from shore. And just in time, too, for the signal was given. And the race was on. The Clipper was a speedy craft, but no match for the Claremont, and we quickly forged into the lead. Sherman and I were behind the wheel. As for Fulton, he wasn't in the least bit seasick, mainly because I had decorated his cabin walls with a mural, the Arizona desert. A man could never get seasick out there.
This sure is exciting, Mr. Peabody.
By the way, how high is our steam pressure?
300 pounds, Mr. Peabody. Whoops, I mean 0.
What?
Something must be wrong. We're slowing down.
A quick investigation of the boiler room showed that our engine crew had deserted.
Look out the porthole.
Ah, so Mr. Leach is behind this.
That Claremont is moving so slow, you'd think it was a hotel.
Shall we give him the secret weapon, Captain?
Not yet. We may need it later.
How much pressure is there now, Sherman?
200 pounds and she's climbing fast.
Excellent. At this rate, we'll catch Leach in no time.
But golly, without a crew, who's firing the boiler?
Go and see. Sherman was amazed to find Robert Fulton busily shoveling coal. You see, I had painted the engine room to look like the North Pole and told him he'd freeze if he didn't keep the fire going. It wasn't long before we were narrowing the gap between ourselves and the clipper.
It grieves me sorely to report this, Captain, but you know that steamboat behind us?
Yes?
It is now in front of us.
What? Quick! Lighten the ship. Throw all the excess baggage overboard.
We tossed everything over the side, Captain, but we're still not making any headway.
Then the ship must be made lighter. How much do you weigh, Fortescue?
185, Captain.
Well, give my regards to Broadway.
From the looks of it, Sherman, Mr. Leach is approaching his wit's end.
And we're pulling away from him every second.
Think they have me beaten, eh? Well, I still have my secret weapon.
Well, that's not fair, Mr. Peabody. Robert E. Leach must have 100 men rowing for him.
Yes, and they're using the Harvard stroke, I believe. Oh, well, Sherman, to misquote an old adage, where there's fire, there's smoke. So saying, I took a large container of black ink, poured it down the Claremont smokestack, and moments later we were discharging a dense smoke screen. Needless to say, our adversary's vision was thoroughly impaired. So much so, they ran aground. The Claremont was an easy victor. You may stop shoveling, Mr. Fulton. The race is over. You've won.
I can't stop. You know how long these winters are up here.
Our job completed, Sherman and I stood on a pier as the Claremont proudly steamed her way back down the Hudson.
It would have been just awful if Robert E. Leach had won the race, wouldn't it?
Yes, but at least we have one thing to thank him for.
What's that?
The term paddle wheel. Appropriate punishment, don't you think?
A message in a bottle.
Fan mail from some flounder?
No, this is what I really call a message.
Well, our heroes certainly aren't feeling like heroes these days. For they lost the mooseberry bush, and with it, their chance to rediscover their secret rocket fuel.
Gee, if we just knew where there was another bush.
But we don't. We ain't moon men, you know.
Bullwinkle, that's it. The moon man.
Where?
I mean, they know where there was another bush.
Hey, that's pretty smart. I wish I'd thought of that.
You did.
Then how come you said it?
Come on, let's find them.
But when our friends called on the moon men at their New York apartment, they were gone, and nobody knew where.
Well, it was a good idea.
Yeah, even if I did think of it.
But just then, Rocky spotted a theatrical newspaper that gave them a clue to the moon men's whereabouts.
Moon men Sacco in lost wages.
Lunar ticks 20G click at Sands.
What do you suppose it means in English?
I don't know, I'll ask. Pardon me, what does that mean?
You kidding, Jack? Why, they're the biggest B.O. draws in showbiz. Floored them in Philly, pulverized them in Podunk. They're sensation. Way out. In a word, boffo.
Thanks.
What's it mean?
He wouldn't tell me.
But eventually, our friends did find someone to translate the headlines for them.
According to our computer, your friends have a fairly successful show in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas?
Sure enough, the moon men had gone into show business as a song and dance team.
Me and my shadow, all alone and feeling blue, bloopy-doo. Listen to that, Gidney. They love us.
Telephone, Mr. Cloyd.
Thanks. Okay, lay it on me.
Cloyd, Clyde. This is Rocky, the flying squirrel.
Rocky doll, how are you?
Rocky doll?
It's been ages, sweetie. Well, you been keeping?
Gee, he sure sounds funny.
Let me talk to him. Hello there.
Bullwinkle, baby.
Baby? I'm 6'2" in my stocking hoofs.
What? Can't hear a thing, lover. The applause is deafening. Here, Gid, I'll quiet 'em down. And now, folks, a brief intermission.
And of course, as soon as Clyde fired his scrooch gun, the whole audience was frozen solid.
You want what?
Another mooseberry bush.
Oh, yes. Well, there is one other place.
Swill, let me write it down. Yes. Yes.
Come on, Gidney. They're only scooched for a minute or so.
Oh, we'd love to help you, Rocky, but we're booked solid for the next 3 years. Frankie asked us to follow Judy at the palace, you know.
There they go.
What'll we give him, Clyde? Some real moon song.
How about Shine On Harvest Earth?
Oh, that's kooky. And 1 and 2 and shine on Harvest Earth up in the sky.
So Gidney and Clyde resumed their theatrical careers, while a little later on a pier in New York City.
Where are we going, Rock?
There's only one other place on Earth to find mooseberries, and we're going there.
Where's there?
A country called Pennsylvania.
And at that instant, just around the corner...
You got good tickets, darling.
Of course. Anything worth stealing is worth stealing well. First-class cabin. And then nobody better try stop us.
So the two spies are headed for the same place as our heroes, Pennsylvania. And what will happen if either of the parties spots the other? Don't miss our next episode, Cheerful Little Peerful or Bon Voyage.
Looks as if our time has just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.